Hey, this is Notser, and this is a first look at the Tier 8 Premium French battleship, Gascogne. And we're going to try and figure out what the hell this ship is supposed to be, because even after playing multiple games in it, I really don't know. So, let's just talk about the stats. They're work in progress, and they're not final. And we get a nice side shot on that enemy at time. It has 8 380mm guns, with a 30-second reload. Traverse is fantastic. I think only the Roma has better turret traverse. It has a maximum gun range of 24.8 kilometers right now. It comes with speed boost. That's not competing with anything. It's just like the Germans in hydroacoustic. It's just a skill that's attached to many French battleships. And just like the cruisers, I have the same feeling. It just doesn't impact the game as much as radar and hydroacoustic, defensive fire, smoke. I feel like speed boost is probably the weakest consumable of all these listed. Hell, even scout plane kind of feels more useful because it gives you a better angle to maybe get that side shot that Citadel's eye target and take them out. I just wish that speed boost, especially the French speed boost, wasn't just it's there, cool, alright, a very lukewarm, I prefer it when these skills, moment-to-moment decision-making really matters. I would prefer, honestly, if they doubled the effectiveness of it, but only allowed it to exist for maybe 30 or 40 seconds. I don't know. I have the same feeling with the French cruiser line that has the same skill. It's the best in the game speed boost wise. I think it does 20% engine, 30%, and it lasts for 3 minutes. And it's nice. This thing can get up to 36 knots. I believe it can go even faster with the speed signal flag. I don't know that I have it equipped, but that's basically the ship. It has a higher than average citadel, not as high as the Japanese. I think it's somewhere in between the Americans and the British. I haven't been citadel, I think maybe more than once, but I also don't feel like it's immune to damage. I think its identity is as follows. Take advantage of its gun velocity, which is impressive, 830 meters per second. And you want to stay probably 15 to 20 kilometers away from your target. You want to fire your gun, and you want to accept that the guns will not consistently go towards the target. And there's nothing you can do to fix that. These guns are inconsistent. That's what they should label them in their official caliber. Inconsistent. I just feel like I can't guarantee damage on the target, and I don't have the tankiness of the Germans, or the rate of fire even, to compensate for that. And I don't want it to be that way, but that's just how it feels. I feel like I fire at the target, and I have good accuracy, and just 50% of the shells guaranteed will not go towards the target. I don't even know if I've gotten at least 50% of the shells per turret towards the target. And that's, maybe that's the average. That's how it's supposed to feel, Notser. But it just feels really bad when you only have 2 guns, 2 gun turrets to pull the trigger on. It feels especially bad when you're engaging a destroyer at close range. It's one of the few battleships that I feel like, maybe the destroyer has the advantage in this regard. So all of that coupled together, I really do think this is a medium to long range battleship platform. You want to maneuver to avoid the shots, which you can do easily. The turrets traverse rapidly. I think the Roma has better turret traverse, but I can't think of many more that do. And you want to keep the guns hot. They have a 30-second reload, so it does feel a little weird. It feels a little slow, honestly, for how consistent the shells are. But sometimes you'll fire the gun and you'll get 20, 30,000 damage. And you'd be like, how the hell did that happen? Well, because the AP is really good It's American level AP goodness. The HE shell is pretty much better than everything but the British, I think. It's got a 36% on its fire chance. And it has the same velocity as the AP, so they're consistent. And we get a nice side shot on this North Carolina. 20,000 damage. Very good. But he's going to angle his bow against me, and the 380 cannot bow pin him. I have to accept that I can't use my AP against him. I have to go towards some other target like this Mogami. And I felt like this guy's going to angle, he's going to turn, so I'm going to compensate by firing the guns. Look at where all those shells went. They went every which way but on the target. And I got to wait 30 seconds. So it's... I don't think the French are done. Oh man, the Mogami took a big shot. I don't believe they're done completely design-wise. I think they could be tweaked. And I hope that they are, at least just from a play standpoint. I enjoy the big shots, but if I can only get big shots every 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 salvos, I'm probably not going to choose them. I'm probably going to choose the Americans, the Japanese, the British, the Germans. And unfortunately, since this wants to be so far back from the front, it's not really contributing to winning or losing the game. And this is an issue with a hell of a lot of battleships. You're so far away from the objective that regardless of how good you do damage-wise, you have very little say in your team winning or losing that game. And I think the French are going to be the quintessential battleship line that's not going to have a lot of impact on whether your team wins or loses the game. And who wants to do that? Who wants to play in a ship line or a type and feel like it doesn't really matter what I do? I don't. I like to play and feel like at least in moments I feel like I have power. I don't feel like that. I feel like I will randomly hit the target and have power for that random second, but I will have to go back to watching a number generate, dictating whether I actually disperse into the target. And wargaming guys, you watch my content, I love your game. I want the French to be successful coming out, and I feel very... I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like this lives up to any identity that I would want to play from a gun standpoint. I do like the idea that it stays back and it fires its guns, but if the shells are so inconsistent that I basically have to move forward anyway, then that's the real decision, right? Do I move forward and risk taking an exorbitant amount of damage, or do I stay back and not hit the target? In some games, it's going to be like every shell hits the target because you just had the RNG on your side. But that's not going to happen that often. So, the North Carolina, he's trying to stay bow onto everything. He takes a torpedo. I'm going to try and punish the side he's showing. It does look like he's moving forward, so I might miss him. Yeah, of course it ricochets. Of course it does. But I'm really maneuverable, and I'm really quick, because that speed boost is cool. It's just not cool. And then North Carolina's dead. It looks like my team's going to win this game, and that's wonderful. But can you honestly say, man, Notser, you did a lot of job for your team. You were in every fight. You contributed. You made the enemy team feel like they were in danger. No, I felt like I was firing, and I was hoping, and that was the beginning and end of my experience. If other community contributors are figuring out how to hit 150, 120, 200,000, let me know. I mean, what are they doing? Are they risking the ship more? Obviously, I could risk the ship more, but I was curious. I was sort of trying to stay the second most important target towards most of these guys. And, you know, it felt all right. It felt like, yeah, that could be the tactic, but guns just don't live up to that strategy at all. But we get a nice little side shot on this guy. 3 shells actually make contact to stick in the ship. 1 penetration. And this enemy York, he's going to be wide open. Wide open. I'm waiting on these guns. Come on, guns. And I'm going to lead him a little bit in reverse, clearly. Reverse. And look at these shells. Look at these shells. It couldn't have been easier. It couldn't have been easier. And I don't know what else I have to do. I felt like that was a good aiming location. Friendly Amagi is definitely going to be able to take out this York. And it actually looks like the Amagi is going to go one way and I'm going to go the other. Fire at the Bismarck because the enemy York's behind the island. My speed boost is about to come back up. And I'll just use it on cooldown to get that little extra speed boost so I can pursue the York, and hopefully the guns will allow me to damage him. But I don't really have a lot of control over that success. And I don't like that. I want to express my understanding of the game, the situations, the gun systems, and I just don't feel like it in this potential French design. Maybe slightly tweaking the sigma, the rate of fire, something to compensate for this feeling. But I just don't feel like that right now. So we're moving up on the left, Amagi on the right. I expect torpedoes. I think the York sent 1 set, so he should have, yeah, he still has more. From the Amagi is able to avoid it. And we're going to find the York, and he's going to be softening that angle. So I aim basically at the top of his hull as he's angling. We get a great side shot. Not enough to kill. All over pin, and so close. It felt good, though, at that distance. I don't think it would feel good engaging a target that wants to fire on you at that distance, but the guns actually hit the target. And this New Mexico, this stationary New Mexico, very sluggish. Looks like he's moving forward, and I'm going to fire at his nose. And what do we have here? That front gun is very accurate. Yeah, hell yeah it is. 4 shells from that front gun hit the target, 1 a Citadel, and we kill him. There's absolutely going to be a great game that this can generate. But I think there's going to be so many mediocre games that it's not going to be worth the experience in this current design. So, enemy Kagedo, very close. I fire my front gun. Of course, only 1 shell makes contact, but we can maneuver. I'm not using vigilance or target acquisition, and I'm easily able to change my direction and avoid that torpedo. Now, there is probably 1 more torpedo set, and I'm waiting on the front guns to reload. Secondaries are going off every once in a while, but let's face it, they're not going to do that much damage because I haven't invested in it. And I might try that. I might try a secondary build. I don't know. Again, 1 shell made contact. This is a little dangerous. I'm angling to use the rear guns, and oh, here come torpedoes. But we've got great speed. And I'm able to safely avoid the torpedoes. And friendlies are able to finish off the destroyer, and then all we got is the Bismarck. And just watch it. Just watch the shells. So I'm really sorry if this impression was not as exciting as something like the Roma or the Musashi. But I just want to share with you how it feels to play the ship. I'm not an expert. I don't know exactly how to play it. But from my eyes, it feels difficult to use. And I don't know that that's what we need introduced into the game. Oh, these shells. Come on, hit the target, guys. Friendly New Orleans is over there. You know, he's trying to avoid. I don't hit the Bismarck at all, of course. But he's going to die. So, Gascogne, premium tier 8 French, is trying to bring the identity of the French battleships, and I feel like there is definitely something intriguing about speed boost and the gun velocity. I just don't know that these turrets feel very rewarding. It feels very much like I'm just rolling a dice. There's absolutely shots that I mislocated, but a lot of these shots would have hit the target if I would have been using a different battleship. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So is this going to be able to be the one shot? Yes, from the Arizona takes him out. And our team wins that game. And mediocre. I score right around mid-pack. 1,300. That's where it felt like it was. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this first look. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you next time.